Hello and welcome to Channels Book Club. I'm Olakunle Kasumo. Thank you for joining us again, and I hope you have been keeping safe. What an eventful year this has been, and particularly the last few weeks in Nigeria with the End SARS protests and all. Our deep condolences to the families who lost loved ones. Nothing can be more tragic. May you find comfort. Our hearts also go out to those injured and those who lost properties. We pray that Nigeria will find peace and direction. May Nigeria be truly free, and may our children grow up in a country they can be proud of. This is the only way those who have died during this difficult process will not have done so in vain. Last week, we hosted Ife Paul, who paid tribute to the late Professor J.P. Clark. Ife is an accomplished poet, author, creative artist, and the convener of Nigeria's leading poetry festival. He read one of the late icon's popular poems in remembrance of him. Ife Paul picked this particular poem due to its relevance to the End SARS-related events that have been happening in Nigeria recently. Let's show you that part of our time with Ife, not just in remembrance of J.P. Clark, but also in the hope that Nigeria will find her way and be as great as we know she can be if we listen to our poets.
I'd read casualties because J.P. Clark is passing away at a watershed moment in Nigeria's history. As we speak, there are thousands of young people on the streets
All
across
over
the
the
country,
country.
Protesting police brutality, protesting, poor governance. And it's an epochal moment.
Yeah.
And, almost in a sense, you can see that, the young J.P. Clark, the young Soyinka, the young, Achebe, the young Okigbo, these were people who were right there in the midst of Nigeria's, transition and challenges and troubles of that period, and they never shied away from jumping into the fray.
Imagine
Of
they
speaking,
would have been
of
at the
speaking, of speaking
forefront,
truth to power,
at the forefront of all
and that
this.
was something they did, right up till until the very end. So I'll be reading casualties, against the backdrop of that. The casualties are not only those who are dead, they are well out of it. The casualties are not only those who are wounded. Though they await burial by installment, the casualties are not only those who have lost persons or property, hard as it is to grope for a touch that some may not know is not there. The casualties are not only those led away by night. The cell is a cruel place, sometimes a haven, nowhere as absolute as the grave. The casualties are not only those who started a fire and now cannot put it out. Thousands are burning that had no say in the matter. The casualties are not only those who, escaping the shattered shell, become prisoners in a fortress of falling walls. The casualties are many, and a good number well outside the scenes of ravage and wreck. They are the emissaries of rift. So smug in smoke rooms they hunt abroad. They do not see the funeral piles at home, eating up the forest. They are the wandering minstrels who, beating on the drums of the human heart, draw the world into a dance with rites it does not know. The drums overwhelm the guns, caught in the clash of counterclaims and charges. When not in the niche others have left, we fall, all casualties of the war, because we cannot hear each other speak, because eyes have ceased to deface from the crowd, because whether we know or do not know the extent of wrong on all sides, we are characters now other than before the war began. The stay-at-home unsettled by taxes and rumors, the looters of office and wares, fearful every day the owners may return. We are all casualties, all Saginas are. The cases celebrated by Kwashoko, the unseen camp follower of not just our war.
How appropriate, how relevant, so relevant.
Extremely so, extremely so, extremely so, extremely so. I think now more than ever we have to listen to our poets. The young people who are you know, who are performing poetry with their feet, you know, in resonance with everything that has been written, that will still be written.
Efe, thank you very much
Thank you very much,
for
Vinay.
joining us on Channels Book Club.
It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Nice to have you here. We recently hosted Uri Ngozi Chukwuka, the author of this fascinating book titled Sakadeli. So, when is it okay? It's a collection of stories that confront norms and challenge us to think about many important aspects of contemporary societies and life differently. There is a thought-provoking part of this book captioned, "I am enough." Many people never feel enough. They want more. They want to be someone else. Bigger, smaller, taller, shorter, lighter, darker, slimmer or fatter, richer. They just never feel enough. But we are never really free until we are contented and happy with who we are. This is one of the powerful messages of Sakadeli. The remarkable duo, Ruby and Pearl, the twins who make up the group called Gemstones, performed "I Am Enough" from Sakadeli in the most engaging way, a trademark of theirs. Enjoy this.
I am enough, designed fit for royalty and treated like one, not to be used, abused, disrespected, discarded, or dismissed. I am the definition of enough, for that is what I am, though you may think differently. We each make our own definitions. We shape the word enough and not the other way around. We cannot live our lives struggling to fit into the cookie-cutter shapes laid out in culture and literature by others, feeling anxious about whether we fit, misfit, or unfit. There is so much beauty in the uniqueness of the individual. We define ourselves. We define our ways. Words are our slaves, not our masters. When well spun, they bring clarity to concepts, strong bonds, increased hope. There are as many definitions of enough as there are unique minds. My definition is simply, I am enough. Whether I come in ebony, or I come in ivory, or I come covered in shades of melanin, or none at all, I am enough. I may come with my nose covering half my face, or pointed like the tip of the hunter's arrow, sometimes bent like a bird's beak, sometimes resembling Miss Piggy's nozzle. I am enough. I may come with my legs straight like the palm trees. Sometimes my knees love themselves so much so that they can't stay apart when I walk. They call them knock knees. And other times, they can barely stand the sight of themselves. They give me a majestic bow. Through it all, I am enough. I know the call to action of such convergence. Perhaps a little lighter shade of the skin, or a little darkening of the skin. Perhaps if I was taller or shorter. A visit to the surgeon to get the perfect lip, hips, nose, or tuck in the flabs and even dimples, and my love handles. They call them love handles. And I've come to love them once they appear to adorn my waist like beads. I am enough however I come, as I never forget that it is but a covering or suit that I need to wear as I traverse this side of life. A suit housing the beauty of my grace, my charm, my strength, my courage, my love for humanity, my soft heart, and my hard heart too. Oh yes, that part that shuts out the conferences of inadequacy. I am enough. Who sets the rules on what makes me enough? I set my rules. I embrace my beauty. I thrive in my uniqueness. And so I say, I am enough. There are other battles on the path, and I cannot be caught up with the battle of not enough. For I am enough. Whatever you may think of me, I am to be treated right. For simply, I am enough.
At a time many Nigerians have found depressing, a time many wonder which direction the country is heading, our guest author for this week offers us a timely reminder of how blessed, rich, diverse, and interesting Nigeria is. Enobong Etuk is the author of this book I love, titled Word Search Puzzle, Nigeria. This book is much more than a mere puzzle book on Nigeria. It's a book that also contains history and education on the multi-dimensions of Nigeria's geography, culture, politics, sports, and economics. This is a puzzle book every Nigerian home should have, and every child should have. Let's allow Enobong and the chats with her further introduce her book to you. Enjoy this. Enobong, nice to have you on Channels Book Club.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Word Search Puzzle, Nigeria, 52 puzzles. I love your book.
Thank you so
I
much.
love your book. You mentioned that there was no puzzle book on Nigeria
That's correct.
prior to the time you wrote this. At least you had not observed any.
No. For a bookie and for someone who runs a bookstore, I've been, in the book business for more than 10 years, precisely 14 years. There was nothing like this on the shelf.
But you had other puzzle books for other countries.
Of course.
Maybe not here, but at least you would have seen overseas or something.
I still sell puzzle books from other countries, India, Britain, America, all over the world. But for Nigeria, a puzzle or word search that, celebrates our uniqueness, our story, our culture, our history, everything about us, there's nothing like that on the shelf.
Oh, why that? Did you have a reason or discover a reason for that?
I think people just play down on things like this. I've seen in the last 1 or 2 years with children books, you just see 1 or 2 pages of word search, but nothing that, from the first page to the last page is just word search. There's nothing like that. And I think people just play down on it and think it's not important.
And puzzle books are interesting.
It is.
Because you look for the word, the big square with words all systematically arranged.
Yes, it helps with coordination. It helps people to focus. It also helps people with speed because you are trying to find the word as soon as possible.
So is this your first book?
This is my very first.
Now, for somebody who has sold books for over a decade,
yes,
you always wanted to write your own book, I'm guessing.
Until very recently, I didn't have that drive. Yes, I didn't. I was so, engaged with reading other people's books, especially the inspirational books, business books. But let me say the last 2 years, it's on my vision board, just like being on
Channels Book Club.
Yes, it's been on my vision board, and I moved from just putting it on my vision board to affirming that one day I will be on Channels Book Club, and today it's crossed off.
That's so exciting to hear. And we've been discussing this for a while. I'm really happy to see you here.
Thank you.
And before we get into your book, a quick one. What do you think about reading in Nigeria? People say Nigerians don't read. I had to ask you this. Because you are in the book business. You sell books. People walk into your stores to buy books.
Yes.
And all that. So what's your take on that?
I will still say that in the last 5 years, or let me say 6 to 7 years, the reading culture has really improved in Nigeria.
That's
considering the number of books we bring in, considering the number of authors in Nigeria who are writing and publishing and their books are selling out, I think we are stretching.
I wish somebody could say that has something to do with Channels Book Club.
Definitely, definitely. You have influenced the reading culture in Nigeria. I will have to give that to you.
Good to hear.
Yes,
Good to
because
hear.
there are days that I look up to who is he bringing on the club and what's the person writing. I need to get that book. So that's influence.
That's good to hear. Thank
Yes.
you.
That's impact and
Thank
that
you.
is influence.
Okay, now, what I like about your book is it's not just a puzzle book. Okay. So you've got this part where you have the puzzle.
Of course.
You pick your subjects, could be airports, states, capitals, waterfalls, monuments, public holidays,
Food.
airlines, snacks, you know. And then on the other side, you now have fun facts.
Yes.
And the fun facts are so eye-popping. You know, fun facts about Nigeria.
Yes.
You know, where you bring out things about Nigeria's history or culture
or uniqueness.
Something unique about Nigeria.
Yes.
And then you just pop them, boom, 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 you know. So I think it's really good. The concept is really nice. How did you develop that concept?
It was very intentional because I did not just want to bring out a word search puzzle. I wanted people to learn in the process of going through the word search.
Okay.
So, as I said earlier, I had gone almost 40 pages of the word search. I had gone to my proofreader to go through the book. And she just, you know how we are talking and then you gain clarity.
And then it just comes out.
And she said, why don't you think about adding fun facts to this? This will really give this book more validation. It will help people learn more about Nigeria. That's a subject on its own.
That's how the idea came.
Yes. But in the process of developing, researching on the word search, I got to learn a lot about Nigeria.
Of course. Of course. I mean, the things you have here are just... Look, for those viewers out there who are not... who don't have a copy of this book with them, let's just look at a few of your fun facts. I mean, the puzzle there... would have been nice for us to work out the puzzle together, but
we'll leave that.
let's leave that. Now, here, page 4... Malam Aminu Kano International Airport is the oldest airport in Nigeria. And the first aircraft that landed in Nigeria landed in Kano.
Yes, that's
in
true.
1922.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
And the airport did not go into full operations till 1936.
1936.
Yes.
So Kano was the first place.
The very first.
Where a plane landed in Nigeria.
Yes.
Okay. But the British had been here, and of course they came by the Europeans
water,
came by water,
yes,
you know, and all that. So I wonder who flew in the first plane. You didn't put that here.
I didn't put that there.
Do you know that Calabar was the first capital of Nigeria during the British colonial rule before it was moved to Lagos in 1906? I am willing to bet that if you place 10 Nigerians and ask them that,
they will not know.
Maybe one will know.
Yes.
Is that correct?
I think it's
we
correct.
know Abuja and Lagos.
Yes.
How many people know that Calabar
and
was
most people that are born in this new era would not know, but the older people
will know.
Yes.
Or unless you are from maybe Calabar.
No, not necessarily.
State.
The older people that are older than us, they will still remember. But the younger generation will not be able to relate to that.
No way. I like this. In 1949, the Super Eagles of Nigeria played its first official match. How many football lovers know that?
Know that, yes.
1949.
Yes.
Whoa.
And the first
indigenous Nigerian coach was
Daniel
Anyam. Amobi Anyam.
Yes. And he was a two-time coach from
1954 to 1956.
Yes.
And then 1964 to 1965.
I'm not sure many football lovers know that.
No.
I don't think so.
I'm not sure. I'm a big football fan. I'm not sure. So now, that's incredible.
What's intriguing to me too was Enyimba Football Club.
Yes.
which started in 1977, 76, or thereabout. That's when it was established. But
Yeah,
it
when
rose
before
to
the-
prominence
yes, yeah.
in 2000 and has gone ahead to win two
African Champions
League
Leagues,
and six.
6 Nigerian Championships, and 4 Federation Cups since
Yeah.
2001.
Yes. How
Whoa.
many people know that?
Now, here you said different vegetables. Okay, the fluted pumpkin, popularly called ugu. Only
In the
Nigerians
Yorubas.
will understand that one. Ugu.
Yes.
By the Igbos and Yorubas is called, what do you call it here? Kabewa.
Kabewa
By the Hausa. And Ikong Ubong by the Efik and the Bibio.
Is Ikong Ubong.
Ikong Ubong.
Yes. Yes. It's actually
Ikong.
the Calabar, the Effiks that call it Ikong Ubong.
Ikong Ubong.
Yes.
Oh, did I get that?
Yes.
Ikong Ubong.
Yes.
Okay, that's
the
Ugu.
Bibios call it Nkong Ubong.
Ugu. And so sweet, so nice.
Yes.
Okay, water leaf, popularly called bure by the Yorubas, is one of the ingredients used in making afang
soup,
egusi,
edikang
kong, what do you write here? Editon, what's this? Editan, what's that?
It's also one of the Calabar.
You're from Akwa Ibom, right?
Yes, I am from Cross River.
That's why your pronunciation. I should give you some Yoruba words to pronounce. So,
I'm from Akwa Ibom,
balance up,
so yes.
Okay. Wow. Then, lovely. You know, I can see that there is so much to learn here. Do you know that Things Fall Apart has sold more than 20 million copies and has been translated into more than 50 languages? As a legendary book.
It is.
Legendary book.
It's a classic.
Classic.
Yes.
And it's used in so many universities all over the world.
That's correct.
You know, research material. It's amazing. Over 50 languages.
Of course, it's been made into movies.
Yeah.
Yes, different kind of authors or actors and actresses. You see the clips here and there, but for the very first Things Apart that...
Things Fall Apart.
Yes, it was a great movie.
Do you know that Flora Nwakpa was the first published African woman? Do you know that Flora Nwakpa was the first published African woman? In 1966, she published a novel titled...
Efuru.
Efuru. Wow.
Have you read the book?
Oh, yeah. It's very interesting. Now, look at here. Fun facts. Thank you. How to say thank you in Yoruba, in Nigerian languages. Ha 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 ha. Let's see how many you will remember. I know you wrote this book. Igbo.
Igbo is I've forgotten. Imela.
Imela.
Yoruba
Hausa.
is what?
Hausa. Nagode. Yoruba. Adukpe.
Okay.
And so many.
Akwa Ibom, Sosongo.
Yes.
River State.
Ijo. Let's say anger my Ijo friends. Let me not pronounce it. Dalu. Igbo is Dalu. Oh, you wrote two here. Dalu. Dalu. I hope I pronounced that
Dalu.
word. Dalu.
Yes.
Dalu. Okay.
Yes.
Can you share fun facts, that struck you while you were doing this?
It will be the first puzzle, rocks.
The first puzzle.
Yes.
Let me see, rocks.
Yes.
The famous Zuma Rock. Okay, Zuma Rock is twice as high as the Uluru Rock. Uluru
Rock in Australia.
In Australia.
Yes.
Not very familiar with it. It is also higher than the height of Nigeria's popular Aso Rock and Olumo Rock put together.
Yes.
That Zuma Rock that looks so short from afar. So it's really that...
It's really that high. I didn't know that until I started researching on this project.
And you said it's more than four times as high as Nigeria's tallest building. Amazing.
Nitel building.
Wow. All right. Thank you for joining us on Channels Book Club.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
I hope you have had a good time with us today. As always, we'll be delighted to get your feedback through any of our social media platforms displayed on your screen. I'm Olakunle Kasumo. Remember, one great book can change your life. Bye-bye.